Hey guys, welcome to Charities Bible USA, your number one channel. I hope you're doing okay. I'm also doing very well. Welcome to my living room. So today is Sunday. Actually, it's Sunday morning. It's around 10, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I did not go to church. Although I don't like missing church, unless maybe work interferes. But I like to go to church on my days off. But I didn't go today. The heart wanted to be there, but my body is not going to let me. And I'm not going to tell you why. And that's going to be the topic for today. Right now, I'm decorating a baby blanket that I made for my... I'm going to have a grandbaby in August. So I'm kind of doing some prep. So this is what I am doing right now. Just decorating it. Now, I'm still tired, guys. Don't worry. Now, let's talk about Friday, because that's where the video is gonna focus on. This Friday, because it's been 2 days ago. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please share my videos. Please like. It doesn't cost you anything to like a video. That's what I normally tell you. Just like the video. If you haven't subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. You just click the button and subscribe. Guys, we need to grow. If you and for me to be able to grow, it is you guys who are gonna help me to grow my channel. So please always like my video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can comment, but I always say that make your comments as, what can I say? Make your comments respectful, because if they are not respectful, then I normally remove them. They are not going to see the light of the day. It doesn't matter, but if they are not respectful, I'm going to take them down. So be respectful, because I believe like being respectful and everything is very, very important. Now, I want to talk about Friday. What happened to me on Friday? Guys, I was in an accident. And not just a regular accident. It was a car accident. But I call it a miracle, because even after having that accident, I only came out with an abrasion. So what happened that Friday, I had spent, the last time I worked was on Wednesday, and then Thursday I was at home because I was resting, but I had to stay with my daughter. She was sick. And then Friday the same, she didn't go to school because she was still not feeling well. So I still stayed with her. And then at 3, I had to go and get my other kids from school. So for some reason, I couldn't find my car keys. And I didn't want to be late to pick them up, because I didn't want them to go to extended day. So what I did, after my car, because normally when my keys are in my bag, my car can open. So if I just go near the car will open as long as I have the keys in my bag. So my car did not turn on. The door did not turn on. So I knew that I didn't have the keys. So I went back to the house to look for the keys on my little office that I have at home. But then I couldn't find them. And since there was no time to look for them, I decided to grab my husband's truck keys to go with his truck to get the girls. So I drove his truck, we went, I picked them up, and then we come back home. So when we come back home, and I'm going to join that video with this one for you guys to see what happened to me, because I thought we do have a video surveillance in our home. So if anything happens, we are able to see the events that occurred in the past. So I come home. What I do when I bring the kids from home, I get off. I open the door for them. They get out, especially if it's the truck, because the truck is a little bit higher. And then after that I can close the door, and then we can get in the house. So that's what I did. I parked the car, and then I opened the door. My kids were out of the car, and I remembered that at my door, when I got out, I closed the driver's door, and then opened theirs. And then I remembered that there was a glass. I was drinking some juice when I was going to get them. So I wanted to grab that glass so that I could go and wash it so that it could not stay in the car. But when I went to open the door, guys, the driver's door again, the car started moving. And our garage, it's kind of hilly, like it's kind of a slope. It's not straight, it's a slope. So, and most garages are like that, they are a slope. So the car started moving, and I was knocked down by the door. And then when I was knocked down, one of my legs went under the truck. My right leg went under the truck. And then, my goodness, I felt something very heavy. I can't even tell you the heaviness that I felt on my knee. So the truck ran over my knee. I'm telling you, I have never felt, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even wish my enemy to feel such pain, because it was very painful. So I tried, and then my car went to my neighbors, and then it started coming back. Gosh. So when it started coming back, I had to crawl to grass, because I didn't know if it was coming if it was gonna come all the way to where I was, or what was gonna happen. So I crawled and moved to the grass. That time my kids are screaming, they have panicked, and I am in a lot of pain, guys. So I had to drag my foot to the side of the grass, but fortunately the truck stopped. It stopped midway. It just stopped itself. And then I lay down there, and my kids are screaming. My daughter is like, I'm gonna go and call the neighbor. And then after a few minutes, a lady came. I don't know who that lady was, but she came, and she was holding my hand and asking me what happened. I told her, I think that truck has run over my leg. But my knee was really in pain. I couldn't even lift it up. And I was trying to look at it, because I was laying on flat on my stomach, but I could see a skin tear. But let me tell you, it was so painful, very, very painful. But when I was able to move it a little bit, although it was very painful, so I could tell that it wasn't broken. Because normally you find that if you have a broken joint or bone, there is your leg or the part of the body becomes kind of wobbly. It's not supported very well. So I could tell that my leg wasn't broken, because I could move it a little bit. So that the lady called 911, because I was telling my kids, call 911, call 911. But they were so panicked, they didn't even know what to do. So after they did not find the neighbor, but by that time that lady, I call her Good Samaritan, she had already called EMS and 911. They were on their way coming. So they came, and then I was taken to the hospital. And then my daughter was in the house, so they had to call her so that she could stay with the other kids, because my husband was still at work. He hadn't reached home yet. So I went to the hospital. They did the good thing about here, and that's why I tell you, like, healthcare in America is good. Because I was looking at, if I was at home and I had that problem, I would have, first of all, even without even thinking about myself, I would have started thinking about money that I have to go and pay before they treat me. Because you have to pay first before you get treated. But here it's a little bit different. Nobody even asks for your money. No. You get treatment first, and then the bills and everything will come later. Your insurance, the person who comes to us for your insurance is going to come later. Now, so I went, they took me to, because I was hit by a car, they took me to trauma in the ED, in the emergency room. They took me to trauma. So I went. They did a lot of scans. They did X-rays, and I thank God that my leg wasn't broken. Like I could tell because I've had patients who have had broken feet. I used to work in a nursing home, and you have to know if someone's foot is broken when you're working in a nursing home, because when those people fall, their bones are very fragile. They are not like our African bones. I don't know. Our African bones are a little bit stronger. I don't know if it's because we used to do a lot of manual work. We did a lot of walking and all that. But our bones are a little bit different. So they did chest X-rays. They also did another one called a CT scan, because you see, when you get hit by a car, sometimes you lose concentration, so you can't remember very well what was hurt and what was not hurt. So they did a CT and all of them became negative. Like I didn't have any breakage and I didn't have anything that happened, but I had a very big graze, like a very big wound where the car passed. It kind of went with some part of my skin, and it's very painful, guys. I'm not able to walk very well, and that's why I cannot go to church. Actually, I'm wearing my dresses and I do not want them to touch that area, because today I left it open to. I'm not going to show you because it's gross. It looks very gross, but I'm going to show you the video footage where I was knocked down. So my wound is very painful, and I've tried to wear a long dress. I can't wear a long dress. I'm not able to wear pants, like trousers. So what I did, I had to order some skirts for work, because I have to go to work on Thursday. I think I'm going to be feeling good, but I don't want anything to touch that area, because it's just by the knee on the side. That is where the car rolled over my leg. But I'm telling you guys, it was so painful. Goodness. Like, I have never felt such pain. Oh my, I can't even tell you what I felt, guys. It was so painful. So I stayed in the hospital. I was so panicked. And then they told me that I was disoriented. That the things that I was saying to them, they were not adding up. They even, the nurse even asked, because after the CT scan, and I had to wait for the results. So I still went on the trauma area. You are not in a standing. You're just in the bed, because especially in a car accident, they don't let you sit up, because they don't know if anything happened to your spinal cord. They have to look at all the scans and make sure that there is nothing that's broken in your spinal cord before you sit down. So I stayed there. My husband came. We talked a little. When my husband came, I felt better. And then the nurse came and asked me the ear. So I told her the ear. And then I was like, why are you asking what ear it is? Because I know, like normally when we are doing an orientation assessment, we ask the day, we ask the person if they know where they are, we ask them what's happening at that point. But then she came later after all my scans and everything, and then she was like, what's the ear? And then that's when she told my husband that when they had asked me the year earlier when I had been taken, I told them that it was 2016. I can't even believe that I said it's 2016. I don't even remember saying that it was 2016. Instead of saying 2026, I say 2016. But by the time I left the hospital, because I was only in the hospital for like 4 or 5 hours, and then I went back home, and I was so happy because nothing was broken. Because you find that when you get sick, you don't want to, like, getting sick in America is a bad thing. It's not a good thing at all. Because the moment you get sick, you're not going to be able to work. And that doesn't mean that your bills are going to stop coming. They will come. Your bills are going to come, let me tell you. And if you're not working, you don't have your source of income, what are you going to use to pay your bills? So you find that I thank God that it wasn't a fracture. It wasn't, my muscles were not torn by the car, because they would have been, but they weren't. I just got out with an abrasion. Just a very big skin tear that I have on the side of my knee. So that's what happened to me, guys. But I thank God. And you know, God is very faithful, because so many things would have happened. I would have, I'm coming to think of it. Maybe, what if it was my one of my kids who fell over? They would have been serious, very serious, It would have been very serious. But I thank God that that did not happen. I thank God that it just happened, and I came out with just a minor accident. I wouldn't call it very minor, because I'm feeling a lot of pain, especially when I walk. But I'm trying to walk. In my house, I'm trying to walk, go to my bedroom, come back, go to the girls' room, come back, because I do not want to sit down and tell my leg that it's painful, that now I am going to sit down. No, I want to be mobile and be able to walk by Thursday, because Thursday I have to go back to work. I'm not calling in because I had that minor accident. No, I have to go to work. So guys, it was a dark day for me, a dark evening. I had spent a good day. It was a good day, but in the evening, things turned and they went south. But I do thank God that I got some help. And I do thank God that I was able to be taken to the hospital. And I also do thank God that I am doing better, that I can sit here and do a video and narrate to you what happened to me. Because I can't believe. Some miracles happen. People say, oh, I was in a car accident and I got out and I wasn't touched. That's like how it happened. The car ran over my knee. That truck. It's a big truck. It ran over my knee. It's a double cabin. And it didn't break it. And when you see the footage, it's kind of scary. Oh my gosh, what happened on that day? But I do thank God that I feel better. I can talk to you guys. I can sit down and continue with my project that I am doing about knitting. And even if I am in pain, I'm not in pain when I'm sitting down. I'm only in pain when I walk. And I have a little bit of a limp. But that's going to go away. So guys, I need you to pray for me. Prayer is good. I even told my kids today when they go to church, they pray for me, they light a candle, because I don't know what's going on, Like when some things happen, you start asking yourself questions. You're like, what's going on, But I know that, and I thank God because God was there and I didn't get hurt, like very badly. As much as I do have a big skin tear, a big abrasion on my leg, it's like a big skin tear. It's okay. It's gonna heal. So I wanted to share that, guys. And also to remind you that when you wake up in the morning and you spend the whole day and then evening comes, and when evening comes, you are okay, you don't have anything happening, you gotta have to thank God for that, guys. You got to thank God for that. Because don't take it for granted. Don't take life for granted. Because God is the one who protects us. And even right now, I have seen, like I can sit down here and tell you that for me, that was a miracle. That truck passed over my knee, and it's the front legs. I was talking to the EMS guy. He was like, those are the front legs. Those are the heaviest, because that's where the engine is. But I did not break it, guys. So it's a miracle, I know I'm going to recover and I'm going to be okay. And I thank God that it was on my long off days, because I'm off like for a couple of days. So I'm going to stay at home and try to feel better so that by Thursday I'll be good and I'll be able to go to work. So guys, it's good to share what's going on. Some stories are stories of encouragement. Some others are when I am not very encouraged, but I'm discouraged. But at the same time, I thank God, and I know that God is going to continue protecting me in whatever that I am doing. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and God bless you.